So before I bring the Easton-made 37D back in under the carport here, there's a few things I want to change around. I just don't know how well this is going to work or if it's going to work at all. So what I want to do is I want to take that, turn it, and put it right there, facing this way. And I'm not sure. My thought is I'm going to come in with the tractor and the forks and kind of lift that back corner up, put a chain around it, and pull that back corner out so I can rotate it. Once I get it rotated, I can just, it's got I built this kind of on some 4x4s, so those can kind of act just like, I can just skid those along, slide them down. I've got some ideas on how I might be able to better utilize that little structure. So now I just have to see if my idea of being able to just kind of slowly spin it, rotate it, and then pull it, if I can pull this off without pulling the whole structure apart. It is somewhat in position. I still have to slide it in, I think, maybe just another inch or two, just so there's not too big of a gap. Well, that's not too bad. I laid down these treated 2x12 planks for everything to sit on, and I was just going to put them under this little shelter, but then I figured, and I don't know if this is going to even help at all or if this makes any difference, but I put the planks out to the edge of the carport frame, and my thought is that then that would just give a little more weight on the frame of the carport to, I don't know, I guess maybe hold it down better, keep it in place better. Kind of like what I did with the tote over here and the tote up there in the corner, just set it on top of the frame. So that was my thinking for that. But now I need to continue, I guess, modifying this little shelter. I think I'm going to take off this cross bracing and I'm going to put a strip of that steel across the top there. Kind of like what I did up there. So I'm going to wrap it on 3 sides with steel, and that should help kind of make it a little more rigid, stiffen it up a little bit. That'll also give me access coming in from each side. All right, so the steel is on the top on 3 sides, and I also have moved in undercover back in its old home. The Wolf Ridge log splitter is now sitting right over here next to the 37D. Just got this pulled back in here as well. I did have to wait until the following day when I started to finish this up. But here's the little shelter now, the little addition added on to the carport. So my plan is this will be where I keep the Wolf Ridge. If needed, I can bring in some big ugly rounds, drop them off there, run them through the Wolf Ridge, and then send them over to the 37D, up the conveyor and into the tote or trailer, wherever I'm putting them. So it does give me that option to utilize the Wolf Ridge and then just take the splits right over and then use the conveyor to add to whatever pile I'm splitting, or trailer, tote, whatever. So I think this will work out pretty good. Got a spot to set my pack and take a little break. I also have a little trash can here for when I drink my water bottles and they're empty, I can toss them right down there. So I think this will work out good. It gives me a spot to put the Wolf Ridge. It also, like I said, allows me a spot to just put my gear when I come back here out of the way. The other thing I did, and why I got pulled away from that, I was taking apart a big desk thing that we had down in our basement, and I brought that out to the old shelter. So now I have additional storage in here and kind of like a workbench. So I don't really have everything organized yet, but I have a spot to put fuel, the one saw, the chains, my tote of gear down there has a nice large working area up here to keep other tools, my toolbox, charger, power station, solar panel, all kinds of stuff. Just gives me way more room. What I was using before was that for my kind of temporary workbench. But that, yeah, so I was taking that apart, putting it back together out here. I still have plenty of room to drive the tractor in here over on this side now. Still allows me plenty of room to then get off. This does come out about 4 feet, but I still have a good amount of room, like I said, to get on and off the tractor. And it just gives me so much more storage up there. And I mean, all this stuff was kind of scattered about and piled up on top of that before. Now, well, it isn't this way now, but I can eventually get all this stuff a little more organized, and just gives me a spot to keep my tools so they're back here where I might need them when working in the woodyard. And there again is a look at the little side shack added on to the carport. All right, so I was able to get that shelter that was back there in that corner turned and pulled over and put into place. And I think this will work out well for having the Wolf Ridge. Keep that out of the elements, keep it right nearby and handy, and give me, and it's not taking up any room now in the main carport here, in the main shelter. So yeah, I was a little worried when I started pulling that thing down, and it kind of tipped, and then I had to pull it, and I did knock one board off the one time, but all in all, it stayed together. It's now in place. All right, so we'll see you all tomorrow night for Friday Night Live at 8 p.m. Central, the live stream. Come on by, kick the weekend off, hang out, kick back, and have a good time.